Hi, and welcome back to another EPC Teardown Guide. Today, we're taking a look at HP's Elitebook 850 G8. It has Intel's 11th Gen i7 1165 G7 processor. It was a nice workstation model from 2021. Not too difficult to take apart, but today, we're going to show you how. Now let's get into it. All right, now let's go ahead and get started with this thing. Let's go ahead and close this up and flip it over to the back side, where we have just 5 of these captured Phillips screws. I believe this entire model should only require the same bit all the way across, but we'll see if I'm right going forward. Take off the back cover, just take my nails right under this lip of the case and pull it up. Now, first thing we're going to do, as we always do, is disconnect the battery. It's got a waned connection, so just pull it out. And now we can take that battery out with these 4 screws. That should just come right out. Now let's get this SSD out of here. Just this one screw holding it in place. There will be RAM underneath of this aluminum cage. We won't be removing it today, but I'll take off this cage just to show you. It's held down by little clips all the way around. So you just gotta try and pull those up without bending anything. And there you see the RAM. But as I said, we don't need to take that out today. So now let's focus on taking out the display itself. I'll first start with this display connector right over here on the right. Sure, just need to pull it straight away. And make sure you unthread it from the case itself. Now the Wi-Fi connectors. Remember to pull those away directly from the chip itself. You don't want to apply any torque, and you might end up damaging either the cables or the connector on the Wi-Fi chip. There we go. And just before, let's make sure we unthread that. This one's actually broken previously, but that lid will have to be replaced at a later time. A similar story on the left side here. We've got these 4 connectors that would be for a mobile data card. But for now, they're just taped down. Just unstick them and pull them out, and we'll have one display connector over here. Same story, pull it away. If it gives you a little bit of trouble, you can stick something down there to wedge it up. There it goes. And now you should just have to unscrew it. So in this case, what we'll end up doing is opening this thing up and then flipping it over to the edge of the table to make taking it out easier. There's going to be 6 of these screws holding it in place, 2 on this side, 4 on this side. There we go. Now that all of those are out, we should just be able to lift this display up and away. And we'll turn this back around. Now let's go ahead and get this small black bracket off right here. just held on by these 4 screws, all labeled. And pull that up and away. And now there's a small metal bracket here that covers the USB. That should also just come up and away. Now let's go and get this fan out of here. First thing we should probably do is disconnect this small speaker cable. Another wing connector. So just give it a little bit of push from both sides and it'll come right out. And then the fan itself, same connector, same deal. Now we can take it out with just these 2 screws. Up and away. We'll also get this power connector out of here. Just 1 single screw holding you in place. Another wing connector. Now we have a handful of ribbon cables to remove. We go by one at a time. We've got one over here in the bottom right. Just make sure you pick up the latch, and then I like to use something small to pull it from underneath. Assuming you can't just pull it up from the tab itself, but oftentimes, as you can see here, the tab is too small to even grab. So we have another one right here next to the Wi-Fi card. And it's a good practice to close the tab once the cables are no longer in it, unless they try and fall back in. Well, as you see, we have 4 of the ribbon cables right underneath this left USB. Left RAM channel. They swap back and forth between being front unlatching and rear unlatching, so just make sure you're careful of that. Now, this one's a bit tricky just because of how close it is to the RAM channel. Just grab something like this scraper you can use to wedge up that connector, and then you can pull it straight out. Go ahead and close that back up. So that's 6 ribbon cables in total. Now there is a small daughter board up here on the top right. It's held in by this metal bracket with these few screws and a ribbon cable. Let's go ahead and get those out of there for completion's sake. There's the screws out. The metal bracket out. We'll just disconnect the ribbon cable here at the main board. And then we'll pull that daughter board up and away. Now, before you can get the board itself out, we're going to have to remember something we always forget, and that is the SIM card tray right here. Should I remember properly, is just a simple push in and pull out. Should probably do that first, but I always end up forgetting about it. We'll also need to make sure that this CMOS battery, we can either disconnect it or we can have it come along with the board. We'll just have it come along with the board for now. So remove it from those clips. Now there's nothing holding it in. So now there should just be 5 screws in total holding the board in place. So let's go ahead and get those out. And with all of that done, there should be nothing more holding the motherboard in place. You should be able to just lift it up and away. Looks like these speakers are trying to come with it. Well, if they want to come out that bad. And there we have it. That's how you tear apart the HP Elitebook 850 G8. If you wanted to continue, there's also, looks like, the ability to take out the expansion card over here, the touchpad and the mouse buttons up here, and what I can only assume to be a fingerprint reader and a essentially NFC reader there, or that may be a chip that controls the touch capacity on the touchpad. Not entirely sure. Regardless, there's a little bit more to dig into if you really wanted to, but that'll be it for us today. Thank you for watching.
Don't feel like doing a teardown yourself? Have not just one, but hundreds of devices taking up space? EPC is a global leader in the ITAD field, and it's our goal to reduce e-waste and give devices a second chance. Reach out to us today to learn more.